Greetings. Today I propose to look at the ancestors of Elizabeth II. So, Elizabeth I's maternal ancestors. Mother. Elizabeth Bowes-Lyon, the wife of the British King George VI. The spouses had two daughters. Grandmother, mother's mother. Cecilia Nina Cavendish Bentinck, Countess of Strathmore and Kinghorn, an English aristocrat of the Bentinck family, grandmother and godmother of Queen Elizabeth II. In 1881, Cecilia married a Scottish nobleman, Claude George Bowes-Lyon. After the death of his father in 1904, Cecilia's husband inherited the title of Earl and extensive estates in Scotland and England. Cecilia herself became Countess of Strathmore and Kinghorn. The couple had 10 children. On the ancestral line of Claude's mother George Bowes-Lyon, Elizabeth has two common ancestors with George Washington. The great-grandmother is the mother of the grandmother. There is no portrait of her. Caroline Louise Cavendish Bentinck née Burnaby, her husband Charles William Frederick Cavendish Bentinck was a priest of the Church of England. Here we find much of interest in Charles, Elizabeth II's great-grandfather. Caroline was his second wife, and the first was the daughter of a horse merchant and a gypsy woman. The first wife and children from this strange marriage, however, died early. Also, curious about the origin of Charles himself. His father was a noble lord. But his mother, Anne Wellesley, was the daughter of a representative of the old very noble English-Irish aristocracy, and his mistress an anonymous French actress. Her mother is the great-great-great-grandmother of Queen Elizabeth II on one of the lines on her mother's side. But this we have strayed a little off the pillar road of our narrative. Let's return to the direct female maternal line of Elizabeth II's ancestors. The great-great-grandmother is the mother of the great-great-grandmother, Anne Caroline Salisbury. She was the wife of Edwin Burnaby of Bagrove Hall, Leicestershire, an English landowner, courtier, justice of the peace, deputy lieutenant, and high sheriff of Leicestershire in 1864. Her husband was of a lineage dominated by educated clergymen of minor gentry. Anna's own ancestry is somehow very modestly skirted by the mention that Anna's father was Thomas Salisbury, a solicitor. His parents were Thomas Salisbury and Mary Lister. Anna's mother was Frances Webb. Frances Webb's parents were Frances Webb and Mary Garrett. And that's the end of it. A great-great-grandmother is the mother of a great-great-grandmother. A certain Frances Webb. The great-great-great-grandmother is the mother of the great-great-grandmother. One Mary Garrett. That is, the genealogy of Elizabeth II on the direct maternal line already in the early 19th century becomes inarticulate and delicately curtailed. Also, we have seen that in addition to the major aristocracy, in the ancestors of the Queen can be found quite unexpected characters, such as a French actress. That's very modest at once, don't you think? The brightest example of how women successfully and competently chose their husbands and correctly brought up their daughters. For a century and a half, such a leap from a commoner to the queen of a strong state. Vive Queen! Thank you for watching.